We should be live now. I think we are live. If you are watching this, please let me know if we are live. I'm just having a little bit of issues making sure this is actually going through. I think that it is. I think that it is. So it should say on here that I'm live, right? Viewers waiting? Why does it say viewers waiting? Okay. Analytics. Yeah, it should be. Oh, Cronny's waving. Cronny, you can see me, everything. I'm live. I'm good to go. So that must be it's working. That's weird. The YouTube service isn't really connecting to the OBS, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and just stream anyway. So welcome, Jeremy Kronberg. Um, what I was saying before is essentially I'm just trying to do a show with some new pickups. I went out of town and I got some new games. So I am looking to just gonna show off what I got and kind of explain. There was a video game store where I went and had a sale for basically everything in the store was buy two, get one free. So I couldn't really pass that up. So, what we got is quite a few games. I think I picked up 11 new games this weekend. One of my bigger hauls that I've had. So, looking forward to showing those off with all of you. So, um, I guess I'll go ahead and get started, and then people will hopefully trickle in. But again, you can always watch this later because it does record and post. So I recently got a guitar for PlayStation 2 in order to play the Guitar Hero games. So I was very excited about that. And I also then picked up a, a few Guitar Hero games, three to be exact, at this sale they're having. So the first one I got, the one I have is Guitar Hero 2. So I have Guitar Hero 2 already. And then I picked up Guitar Hero 1, which is another. These are all going to be complete in box games. So Guitar Hero 1 for PS2. It's got everything, manual, nice clean disc. This manual is very clean. I just like the look of this manual as a little notebook thing. That's kind of cool. So that's one of the games I got, Guitar Hero. And then, of course, since I had one and two, I then had to get Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. So I picked that one up as well. And again, this is a very nice copy of that game. Has again has a manual, has everything inside. Very clean, nice looking manual. Um, Another Guitar Hero game to add to the collection. I really love the Guitar Hero games. I think it was a really cool accessory to have for whatever system you played it. Especially if you have two, it's very cool to play versus on Guitar Hero. Very fun. So again, the other one I got was the Guitar Hero Encore, rocks the 80s. So this one has a whole bunch of 80s songs in it. And so this was another very clean game. It even has this poster in here with the manual. The manual's behind it. Got a very clean manual as well. And the disc. So three Guitar Hero games that I picked up. So very excited about playing those. And then the next system I picked up a couple games for was my GameCube. So I actually just ordered a pair of bongos for the Donkey Konga games on eBay, and the reason I ordered that is because I picked up a couple Donkey Konga games. So the first one I got was the first Donkey Konga, and again, I've never played this, but I've always wanted to, and I look forward to playing it. So again, this is another complete in box copy. Has a nice manual there. Everything's intact. The disc looks great. No issues with that. So Donkey Konga. Another game I'm looking forward to play. Not sure if you can hook to, I imagine you should. So this one says 1 to 4 players. So I assume that means you can hook up multiple bongos and play 2 player. But again, I'm not sure. If someone knows, feel free to leave that in the chat. Um, Feel free to let me know. And then let's see, the next game that I got, the other Donkey Konga game, if you will, was, oops, Donkey Konga Jungle Beat. It's another one for using the bongos on that I look forward to playing. It's it's only 1 player though. This one definitely says 1 player right there on the back, but also has everything. It's complete. Has the manual, has the nice clean disc in there. This has a little Nintendo Power advertisement here in the front. So this one's pretty complete. So pretty happy about that one. So that kind of sums up the PS2 and GameCube games I picked up. And then um hey, what's up for reals, y'all? I'm just going through. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties earlier on. Good. Technical difficulties earlier on trying to get the stream running. I think I got it running now. I was trying to do it a little bit different, but it didn't really work out. So just showing off some new pickups. I went to a store. They had, I was out of town, and the store had a sale of buy two get one free for all everything. So I couldn't pass that up, and so I picked up the rest of the Guitar Heroes that I didn't have. Guitar Hero 1, the Legends of Rock Guitar Hero 3, and then Guitar Hero Encore Rocks in the 80s. And then I was just showing the Donkey Konga that I picked up, as well as the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So that's a few of the games I picked up. I still have a lot more to go through, so we're going to go through these here. So next one I picked up is a game that um, I remember as one of like love Guitar Hero. Yeah, Guitar Hero is fun. I have 1 guitar currently. I'd like to get a second so that if anyone comes over, we can play um, both the Guitar Hero games. Like we can play verses and stuff because that's a lot of fun. I want to get the DK bongos someday. I actually, so because there was a sale and these were very cheap because of the sale, I picked these games up and then I went on eBay and I tried to find a good deal for a pair of bongos and I think I got a good deal. So I did order a pair of bongos. I'm excited to try those. I've never played that game, but it was always a cool. I like cool accessories. So the bongos, the Guitar Hero guitars. There's the dance pad for the Mario dancing game. So anyway, the next game that I picked up is a PlayStation game, and it's a game that I remember playing a lot as a kid, and I've always been a huge fan of Batman. So I love this game. Ghetto Finger, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. I'm just showing off some games that I picked up this weekend. They had a sale, buy two get one free, so I definitely couldn't pass that up. So definitely, I've showed off a few games already. So we got Guitar Hero, we got Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. We've got Guitar Hero Rock the 80s. So we are just talking about how much we love the Guitar Hero games. And then another game that uses a pretty cool accessory, the bongos, is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat and Donkey Konga. So I picked all those are complete in box. I picked those up. Yeah, so Batman has a lot of good games. Yeah, definitely a lot of good Batman games. And I'll show you. I think the last game I'm going to show is a game that we talked about recently for reals, y'all. So, and you kind of convinced me, maybe not convinced me, but I had an idea that I wanted to get it because of our discussion. But anyway, this one's for PlayStation, and it's a game I played a lot, and it's probably one of the first PlayStation games I got when I was younger, and it's Batman and Robin. Now, this game is not very good in my opinion, but it just holds a lot of nostalgia and I saw that they had it and so I had to get it just because it was one I played a lot when I was younger. So again, this is going to be a CIB copy here. Has the manual in there and then the disc is very clean. Disc looks great. So I'm excited to play this one again. So those are ooh, interesting. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you ever played that one, but it's not great. It just holds a lot of like nostalgia for me. That's why I got it. By the way, for reals, y'all, did you do any research on what we talked about with the whole idea of the games being made by different companies? Because I've tried to look it up and I really couldn't find any definitive reason. So I'm curious if you found anything. All right, so the next few games are going to be NES games that I picked up. And both of these are games that I have never played. I had never even heard of, but again, there was a sale and these games looked cool, so I thought I would pick them up. So the first game that I picked up, I couldn't find anything specific or concrete. Yeah, me either. So I wonder, it's just a well-held Nintendo secret or Sega secret, maybe, who knows? So the one first game I picked up for NES that I and if you guys know anything about these games, let me know. I've never played them and I had never heard of them until I saw them. This one is called Gunsmoke. And so it really has kind of like a Mega Man cover. When I first saw it in first glance, I was like, oh, they have Mega Man for sale, but this is actually Gunsmoke. Um, so it appears to be like an old Western style shooter of some kind. Again, I haven't played it yet. I'm going to go through and play all these. I always test them to make sure they actually work, or I just throw them into the collection. And then the second NES game that I got was another one that I've never heard of before, but thought it sounded cool. And that's Nightshade. So, again, if you guys have heard of any of these, let me know because I haven't played them yet. I don't know anything about them, but the cover really intrigued me on this one. It's kind of like a detective guy there, and there's like a wolf in the background. So I'm not really sure what this game's going to be about, but I definitely look forward to playing it. And then the last three games I got here are going to be Super Nintendo games, so I'll show those off. But the first one, let's see, the first one is kind of a classic. It's not in like perfect condition. Let's see, I know of Nightshade. It's a point and click type thing. Okay, cool. That'll be interesting. It seems like a mystery where you're kind of like solving a mystery or something, but that's just what I gather from the cover of it. So the first game that I got for Super Nintendo, again, it's not in like great shape, um, but I thought I had it in my collection because it's a classic that I feel like everyone should have, and I actually didn't have it, so I had to pick it up just so I could have it in my collection and play it at some point. And that is Zelda: Link to the Past. So again, not in there's some sticky stuff on there. I might be able to clean that off a little bit on the front here. It's like there was some old stickers that someone removed and they kind of damaged the label a little bit. And then the back is a little like the same. So it kind of appears like someone tried to clean this up a little bit, but did a pretty bad job of it and should have just left the stickers on. But I'm excited to play this one again. I played this one for a long time and I've never beaten it. So and I like I said thought it was in my collection, but it wasn't. I have Zelda Link to the Past on the Game Boy Advance. Nice. You know me though. I don't collect any. Any you won't see any handheld games here except for this one. And again, this is the one that I got in a bundle as a mystery from Morbid. So if he shows up on here, that one's from him. The next game is a game that I had looked at for a while and I wanted to get because I love both the characters and I wanted to play it. So, and I'm not sure much about the game itself. But it, like I said, has two of the coolest sci-fi characters, and that is RoboCop versus Terminator. So I think I'd heard somewhere this game was not very good, or maybe I heard that it was good, but I again haven't played it yet. This one had a sticker that someone must have taken off the back as well. There's a little bit of some crud up there on the top, but I can probably clean that off. But another game that I want to hopefully play soon. I'd seen it. Like I said, I love both the characters, and I wanted to check it out, so picked that one up. And then I have one more game, and this was the most expensive of the games that I bought. Um, and so it goes back to I love RoboCop one and two and Terminator one and two. Want to try this game? Yeah, I definitely wanted to try it. So I played the Terminator games. I've never played the straight RoboCop games. I wasn't aware of any of the RoboCop games, but I'll have to check those out. I know there's a new one that just came out on newer consoles like Xbox One, and I haven't played that either, but I've heard bad things about it. Let's see. All right, so again, this is the more expensive one that it cost me. The back is a little, like I said, like someone had a sticker on it and they took it off. But this was again, it was surprising I saw this there for sale, and I knew I had to pick it up because for reals, y'all, and I had just had a conversation about how some games on Sega Genesis are different than some games on Super Nintendo. RoboCop Rogue City was great. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Wait, is that that's the new one, right? That's the new one that's on Xbox and PlayStation 5, I think. So anyway, we had discussed how games are different. Good first-person shooter game and the actor from the films was in. Oh, nice. That's always good when they have the actor from the film that's in the game because it makes it more realistic and I feel like it just makes you feel like you're that's true to the movies. So anyway, for reals, y'all and I were talking about how some games on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis in particular, but other systems as well, are maybe have the same title, but they're very different games. And so we were talking about Lion King and Aladdin, and then I think he actually brought up Scooby Doo, and then he brought up Batman and Robin, which I have on Sega, and I showed it off, but I didn't have Batman and Robin for Super Nintendo. And lo and behold, they had it for sale. So I picked up Batman and Robin for Super Nintendo. So, or The Adventures of Batman and Robin. So I'm excited to play both of them and see what the difference is. So, I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that we said was very different. So I decided, yeah, different games with the same name are fun. Yeah, definitely will be excited to play this. So, and it's crazy because the covers are the exact same. If you look at I'm not gonna go grab it, but my Sega version, this is the exact same cover. I really love this game. It feels like playing a cartoon. This one, so this one's better than the Sega. Is that what you would say? Super different. It sounds like you're telling me that the Super Nintendo version is a lot better than the Sega Genesis version, which makes me really excited to play this because I love the cartoon too. So if this is very reminiscent of the cartoon, then I cannot wait to play it. Curious to see what you prefer. They're both good, but so different. Maybe I'll do I haven't streamed in a while, and it's just hard for me to set up the stream. But at some point, maybe I'll do a stream where I play both of them and kind of see which one is better. So I do have to go through and test all these, like I said. This one kind of has like a little rattling noise in it, which hopefully that doesn't mean anything bad, but I, you know, I assume it works. I hope it works because, like I said, I was out of town, so I won't be able to return it. But I like the SNES one more. The Genesis one is insanely hard, and every stage is so long. Oh, I don't. No thanks. I don't like hard. I don't like things to be super long. So I will probably like the SNES one more, definitely. So now I got to find Scooby Doo. That's my next goal is to do Scooby Doo on Sega and Scooby Doo on Super Nintendo. Um, and I think Aladdin. Do I have no? I have Aladdin, Lion King. I think Lion King. No, Toy Story. Toy Story is different. I think I have the Super Nintendo Toy Story, but not the Sega Genesis Toy Story. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to make a list of all the ones that are different so that I can know to pick them up because I want to see how different they are. And we were kind of talking about why they did that, but if anyone's watching and knows, let us know. We did some research. We couldn't find anything. So I'm curious as to why they did that. Are you playing anything today for reals? Anything going on? Probably gonna make this a bit of a shorter live stream, but we'll hang out here for a little bit, see if anybody joins. See if anybody joins. Toy Story games are the same. Really? I thought I read they weren't. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, isn't there a Toy Story game? Well, there's like a Toy Story game for SNES, and then there's one for Sega. There's also one for Nintendo 64 and one for PlayStation. Maybe the N64 and PlayStation one are very different. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I might be thinking. I feel like that's one of the only ones that was made for like almost every system. Toy Story, because I don't think there's a Lion King game for 64 or an Aladdin game. That'd be cool if there's an Aladdin game for 64. I would 100% buy it. Guys, if you're just tuning in, we just showed off some games that I picked up this weekend. There's a great sale, really good deals on some games at a game store I went to. They had a sale, two for buy two get one free, so that was really cool. I was really excited about that. Um, I just filmed another podcast episode today, so I'm still working hard on doing all those podcast episodes. Really excited. Keep that going. I have 20, let's see, I just recorded episode 27 today. So definitely have quite a few episodes in the works. I think I've got maybe three or four more scheduled to record. And then definitely have a couple of new ideas for, some of the podcast episodes rather than just interviewing people, but I'm still going to do the interviewing. But my goal is I kind of want to get to 52 episodes. So that'll be a full year of doing this and then kind of take a break for a minute and then let people catch up, watch all those episodes and kind of do some other stuff. And then I will come back and do some more episodes. But it's a lofty goal. But like I said, I'm at 27 now with three more scheduled to record. So that'll be 30. So I think we can make it to 52. But I appreciate everyone that watches and subscribes and likes the channel. I've been playing a lot of different games, a lot of fighting games and stuff. Samurai Showdown 4 on Saturn is one of my favorites. Never played that. I don't have a lot of knowledge on the Saturn either, but that sounds like a game I just picked up called Bushido Blade for PlayStation, which was in my opinion very difficult. There's like no health bars, and you just swing a sword, and it was hard. I'm not really into fighting games that much. Saturn has amazing fighting game ports. Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard if you like Saturn, if you like fighting games, then Saturn is the system that you should do because there are a ton of fighting games on Saturn. Ton of games on fighting, ton of fighting games. You love Bushido Blade? Man, it's so high. And again, I'm not into fighting games, so maybe I'm just terrible at it, but it's so hard. It's one of your favorites. It's so difficult. I couldn't do it, so I stopped playing it. But I did pick it up not too long ago because someone had mentioned it actually in one of the podcast episodes I did. And so I said, I said I'll check it out. Sounds kind of interesting. So it was exactly as he described it. So three stances you can rotate between. The game focuses on realism. You can die at any moment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the lady just walked up to me and I was like, oh, I was trying to figure out the controls. So I was like, oh, I have time. And then she just hit me and I died. And I was like, what? So there's like no health bar. So it's definitely one of those difficult games for sure. I'm not currently really playing anything. I'm gonna start going through some of these new ones I got. Usually, if I buy a new game, I'll put it in and play it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure it doesn't freeze and it loads okay and makes it through all the menus and through the first little bit of the game. So I'll play through these ones that I got, and then I'm really trying to decide what I should play next. I want to do another survival horror game because those are my favorite, and I have some on my shelf that are options. So Rule of Rose, Haunting Ground, Obscure, um, and then Silent Hill, of course. Those are those are the ones that and Clock Tower. I did stream Clock Tower for a little bit on PlayStation because I have that one. Um, and then I have Clock Tower 3. I don't have Clock Tower 2, so I need to get Clock Tower 2. Super Monkey Ball. Yes, I have played Super Monkey Ball for GameCube and I loved it. I don't think I have it anymore. Oh, actually, I do still have it. Let's see. Yeah, shelf is hard to really get anything out here. Here we go. This is actually I don't I sold a lot of my games like I don't know, it's been a while, but I believe this is one of the ones that I've kept since like when I started back up collecting. This is my original Super Monkey Ball. It's got the registration card in here and everything. So I've never played the second one, but this this was a lot of fun. Yeah, it had like all these mini games, right? So a lot of different multiplayer games. Kind of reminds me of like Fusion Frenzy um, for Xbox, where you have all these mini games. So there's like billiards and bowling and golf and race and stuff. But that's a pretty um I guess doesn't receive a lot of recognition, Super Monkey Ball, but yeah, I remember liking it a lot. So remaster of the Super Nintendo Clock Tower on Steam. Really liked it. The game is set in Norway, which is fun for me. Isn't it? Oh yeah, not a lot of games are set in Norway for sure. I didn't know it was set in Norway. I hope it's better. Wait, there's a Super Nintendo Clock Tower? How was I not aware of that? So is the PlayStation version of Clock Tower a remake of the Super Nintendo version? Because the first Clock Tower I know of is the one on PlayStation. Super Monkey Ball 2 is pretty much just as good as the first. That's good. Yeah, I never played the second one. I would imagine it'd be just as good and have kind of some of the same mini games, but hopefully some new ones. So, yeah, I think there's only two if I remember correctly, and I think they just couldn't compete really with games like Mario Party. I think there were already was kind of a game that had all those mini games, so I don't think it really worked too well. Huh. So the first game was on SNES for Clock Tower, and PS1 was a remake. Wow, I didn't know that. I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up on price charting and see what Clock Tower for Super Nintendo goes for. Hopefully not as much as the PlayStation one. Wait, are you sure? I don't see it. I don't see a oh, for PAL Super Nintendo. Okay, so it never was released in the US on Super Nintendo. It was just a PAL. First Clock Tower on SNES never left Japan, but a fan translation came out over 10 years ago. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that it released, it looks like, as a PAL game, though. Yeah, for Super Nintendo. And then there is a homebrew version I see that came out for Super Nintendo. So PlayStation, for me, would have been really the first real time I could have played it. So that's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, see, that's what I love about this. You learn something every day. Learn something new. I never knew there was a clock tower for SNES, and you may have never known that it wasn't even released in the US. Gunsmoke is oh, Gunsmoke. Tell me more because again, I haven't played it and it just looked cool and it's from Capcom. So Capcom is in my opinion like one of the best um what do I want to say? One of the best developers of games that's ever existed. They have so many great games, and I'm a big Resident Evil fan, so obviously I like Capcom. But I'm definitely excited to play this because it looks so cool, and even the cover. I think they just had like like this is how all their covers were back then, because that's how like the Mega Man game looked. So, but I'm excited to play it. Tell me, top-down shooter. Okay, all right, cool. That sounds fun. I do like top-down shooters, so that'll be fun. Power-ups. Okay. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'd never heard of it before until I found it and bought it. You can even ride a pony. Oh, that's cool. Definitely excited to check this one out then. What are you getting into today, Ghetto Finger? Anything exciting? You playing any games? War. Any new games you got or anything you're working on? Mega Man One's cover in North America is very funny to me. The Japanese cover is far more. You know, I haven't released the episode yet, but the guy I interviewed today, and the episode I'll release will be from the UK, and he and I talked about this. So I think our version of the covers of like PlayStation games and stuff were definitely better. But then we talked about the spines. So if you look at the spines on PS2 games, they're all white. And so for us, our spines are a lot better because they have designs and the font's cooler. You just have the black font with the plain, white in the background. So it is interesting. Mega Man 1's cover. Let me hold on. Since you bring it up, it's easy to get to. Yeah, see, there's Mega Man 1's cover. And just for comparison, like look how similar these two are. They're very similar. So must have been Capcom's way of just doing it back then. So Put this away. Whoops. That's away. Um, watch the auto chapters and Maris got upgrade drops. Game hunting again today. Any you find anything good? What did you find? Did here's your 3K hunt yesterday. Nice masters and all three. That's on my YouTube. All right, cool. Make sure you guys check out Ghetto Finger Gaming on his YouTube channel. Sounds like he's got some cool finds that he had yesterday. Um, where are you in the US, Ghetto Finger Gaming? Or where are you located? Just curious. Master System's cool. 3DO is good. I never find good deals, so I need to start learning how people find good deals on some of these games. Good Eye, I never noticed the comparison to this again. Yeah, I was saying immediately when I saw it, I was like, is that Mega Man? And then I got closer and I was like, oh no, it's some game called Gunsmoke. So Northern California. Okay, gotcha. So you're in the US. Definitely meet a lot of people all over the world in this hobby. So the guy I just talked to, it'll have an episode soon, was in the UK. A couple people from other countries in Europe I've talked to, lots of people all over the US, many people in Canada. So I just made a video where I talk about every console I own and my favorite game for each was hard to choose sometimes. Yeah, no, I saw that. I did watch a little bit of it before I did my recording earlier. So it's definitely hard to choose, and I think that opinion can change like sometimes. It doesn't have to be static, you know what I mean? But I think we had talked about that in my last live stream when I went through and named all my favorite games. I'm sure at least one, maybe even two of them might change if you ask me the same question today. Especially if as I get more games and play them, I might like for example, I don't have a lot of games for Dreamcast or Sega Saturn, and maybe I'll buy a new game that I've never played before, and that might become my new favorite game. So it's definitely a something that changes from day to day. So I did order a couple other games online, two more for Nintendo 64, but when those show up, I'll show those off. Just two games to add to my collection. I'm trying to get more Nintendo 64 games. I think that my goal may be to collect the whole library. So I'm slowly working towards that. I have a ways to go, let me tell you. I think it'd be cool to get the NES, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 complete library, but that's a lot of work. PlayStation would be cool to have too, but PlayStation has so many games, I feel like that would take a while. Favorite game based on a movie? Honestly, there's not a lot of games based on movies that I like. Like usually the game is far worse than the movie. Let me scan here and see. Trying to think. It's probably got to be so a game based on a movie, so like the not the other way around, right? So the movie came out first and then the game, because there's a lot where games happened and then they made a movie after the game. Um, well, Game Gear has a ton of movie games, really? I didn't know that. I don't think I have any movie games on Game Gear. No, Terminator and Home Alone. I would say Batman. Probably one of the Batman games is probably one of my favorite games based on a movie, if I had to choose. Now, the other way around, movies based on games is the same thing. I haven't seen a lot of movies based on video games that I like. I've seen some TV show. I think the Last of Us TV show is really good. And obviously that's based on a game. So a lot of times they should just leave it alone. If it's a game, there's a new Zelda movie coming out. I feel like that new Zelda movie is going to be a flop. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think it's going to be very good. You can't, I mean, Zelda doesn't talk, so it'll be interesting. It'll probably have like Jack Black in it and Tom Holland or something. Total Recall being one of them. Hmm. I've never played the Total Recall games, but I can see why those would not be very good. Batman on an NES rocks. Yeah, Batman on NES is pretty good. I don't. Do I have Batman on NES? I have the only Batman game. I need to get Batman on NES, but I have seen clips of it and it looks amazing. It looks for being a Nintendo game, it looks really good. I have the Batman. I have Return of the Joker Batman, which I picked up a while back, which I thought was also really fun. So, big fan of the Batman games for sure. Sometimes they're not too great, but as as an example, this one, I don't, this one is kind of a flop, but the new ones are really good. The newest ones on like Xbox and PlayStation, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, um, Arkham Asylum, those are all really good games. Like they really, I feel like stay true to the kind of TV show and cartoon as well, which again, I've been told by someone, for reals, that's you, that this one sticks close to the cartoon as well. So I'm excited to play this one and check it out. Wow, been going for 36 minutes. So one video game based on a movie is gold. Okay, yeah, that's true. You're right. I didn't think about that one. GoldenEye is a good game based on a movie. Um, yeah, I agree. I think I liked GoldenEye more for the multiplayer though. I didn't like the story of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, it's an amazing story. I love playing this game. I love the single player. I think the only reason I played the single player was to unlock things for the multiplayer mode. So that's a good one. Yeah. A lot of people like Mission Impossible. I thought the game for Mission Impossible was very um not very well done. So GoldenEye is the OG bang. Oh yeah, absolutely. GoldenEye. A lot of people will argue Perfect Dark. I have some people who tell me Perfect Dark was a better game. And yes, I kind of agree that Perfect Dark was better than GoldenEye, but GoldenEye came out sooner and was kind of revolutionary in what it did. So I think there would be no Perfect Dark without GoldenEye. You know what I mean? Super Star Wars on SNES are good, and the Star Wars Battlefront games on PS2 and Xbox. I've not played the newer Star Wars games. I played the Super Star Wars on SNES, and actually have all of them. I have all the Star Wars games. They're somewhere here. They're very difficult, is what I find. So, but yeah, they're not bad. What about the other way though? What about movies that were based on games? Like the game came out first and then they made a movie. I feel like there's not many good ones of those. I'm out. See you next show, bros. Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping in, Ghetto Finger. I'll probably do another live. It'll probably be a week. I have to be on fall this whole week coming up, so I'll be pretty busy. So I don't think I'll hop on for any lives, but make sure you check out the next podcast episode on Wednesday. Make sure you check out all that stuff. Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventure on SNES is fun, and the newest one great. Yeah, Great Circle is a good one. That's true. But I don't think Great Circle is really based on a movie per se. I mean, it's just based in general on the Indiana Jones character. Roger that. All right, thanks, man. See you later. Have a good day. It's just based on a character. Um, so I don't really consider that a game based on a movie. Um, only movies based on games I like is Sonic. First Sonic movie was decent, second was good, third one was great. Really? I only saw the first one, so I haven't seen the second two. I was never like hugely into Sonic, but I've heard good things about him. Great Circle is its own thing, I guess. Yeah, not really based on a game, but it is based on a character, so I'll give it that. I think the Tomb Raider movies were not very good. I didn't like the Tomb Raider games very well. Um, what other movies were there based on games or games based on movies? The Matrix. I didn't like the Matrix video game. I thought Max Payne was a far better game when it comes to bullet time and all that stuff. Um, trying to think any other. Oh, I did a post on my Instagram recently about Wayne's World. Wayne's World was not a great game. I hate the. Oh man, that's a good point. Don't get me started on those. The Resident Evil movies. I was so pumped and so excited that they were going to make movies based on like what I think is one of the greatest video game series of all time. And then I went to watch the first one and video game restoration. What's up, man? How's it going? We're actually we just started talking about movies and games, games based on movies and movies based on games. So for reals, y'all just brought up Resident Evil, and so what I was gonna say is I was so hyped and ready for that movie, and I went to see it, and I was like, "What is this? I mean, this isn't Resident Evil to me." And I mean, they had obviously they had like Wesker and stuff has come in the movies, but I did not like the movies at all. I don't even think I've seen the latest, like the last one. I think I watched the first one, two, or three, and then maybe I think there's five. I They are nothing like the show or the games to me, and so that was really bad. I worry about the Zelda movie that comes out because I just think they're gonna. I don't know. There's a lot of hype for that. If you're gonna do a Zelda movie, there are a lot of Zelda fans in the world, and so you really have to do a good Zelda movie, and it has to be perfect. So we'll see. Tomb Raider is one of the only adaptations I like. The Moon Mario is pretty good too. Yeah, Mario was good. I prefer the original Mario, even though it has nothing to do really with the video game and whatever those like Goombas were with like the short, small heads and like the suits. Like I thought that was a pretty cool movie. But yeah, Mario was good. The Tomb Raiders are okay. I mean, definitely better than the Resident Evils. And then you have Last of Us. I think Last of Us is a good TV show adaptation of a video game. I don't like the Silent Hill movie. It's me. I've never seen the Silent Hill movie. I love the Silent Hill game, but I've never seen the movie. I got the atmosphere down, but nothing else. The way it used Pyramid Head proves they have no idea what that character represents in Silent Hill 2. What did they? I haven't seen the movie, and I don't think I'll ever see it. So feel free to tell, like, what did they do with Pyramid Head that makes it make like that you didn't like? Thought the Mario movie was mediocre. I didn't like the way it handled the Mario world, especially not DK stuff. And I didn't like the voice for Mario. DK Cranky is another. Yeah, DK. Yeah, the voices were. I mean, it's hard to get those voices though. You can't get the guy that does the voice to do a movie, I'm sure. But I think it was decent, and I do like that they have made a Nintendo World at Universal and those kind of places. So that's kind of cool. That kind of all happened around the same time, making the movie and stuff. So Fallout was a good show too. I haven't watched Fallout, and I never played the Fallout games. I've watched people play the Fallout games, but I've heard that Fallout is a good um, show and a good game. I just never had time to sit down. I think it seems like a game that's going to take a lot of time, so I haven't had time to sit down and play it. But I have heard a lot of good things about Fallout for both ways, for the game and for the show. So definitely a lot of games and movies that get made. So wonder what the next one they'll make other than Zelda is. I really would like to see a really cool Halo movie. I think that'd be fun. If there's like a really good, I think there was like a fan made Halo like TV show or something that I saw. Great game. Yeah, that's what I've heard for sure. What other, let's see, any other of these game? And then there's South Park games. So, there's a TV show. Those are made. There's an Addams Family I'm looking at right here. Simpsons. I love the Simpsons TV show, but I feel like all of the Simpsons games that I've played, with the exception of the Simpsons arcade game, are terrible. I've never liked a Simpsons game. Halo could have used a good movie. There's a show on Paramount. Oh, for Halo, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I, yeah, Halo got a TV show, but it's so bad. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The Paramount show. I saw some previews for it. It looked kind of cool. I never checked it out though, so I don't. For reals, genuinely hated it. Well, I never checked it out. It's definitely something that I should try and check out sometime just to see what it's like. But I think Halo should be a movie instead of a TV show. I think that would be cool. And then let's see what else. Of course, the Power Rangers. There's Power Rangers games, and those are pretty fun. I did like the Power Rangers games for Super Nintendo. Um, so yeah, we were earlier. We were talking about. Um, I was showing off just some games that I picked up this weekend. I was out of town, went to a game store. They had a sale. It was two buy two get one free, which was awesome. So definitely definitely had to get some games based on that deal. So I came home with like 11 games. Master Chief takes his mask off in most scenes and just mopes around and feels bad about himself, and they made Cortana have a crush on Chief. Well, hold up, didn't I mean I kind of felt that energy too, like that Cortana did have a crush on Chief. I think that I mean although it sounds kind of dumb for a storyline, it seemed like that's what was going on in the games. Um, they have this weird romance story between Chief and someone else. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna make it for a TV series or, they have to get some sort of love interest or some sort of romance going on, or people aren't gonna watch it. I feel like they're trying to attract more audiences. So, what do you guys think about the new Zelda movie coming out? Any worries about that? I know that video game restoration, I know you're a big Zelda guy as well. So I wonder if you have some worries or concerns that they might not do justice to that series. I'm not a Zelda fan. I certainly think it might not go well, but hopefully it'll be a hit. I never felt she crushed on him. It felt more like good friends in the games to me, like platonic. Yeah, I guess so. Hard to say. Hard to say. To each his own. But and then we got I think the Zelda movie's going to be rough, but hopefully I'm wrong. Yeah. No, so yeah, you agree with me. We'll see. Oh, The Witcher first two seasons. Oh yeah, never played the games. So I've never played the games either. I have not watched the show yet, but I've seen some previews and some clips, and that is a good one to bring up. The Witcher, I've heard lots of good things. I've heard people who don't even play video games who like the show The Witcher. So that's that's a fun one for sure. I need to check that out. I need to add that to my list of shows to watch. So you guys are giving me some good things to check out. The Witcher, and then the Halo series. I definitely think they need to make. I would like to see them make another Resident Evil movie, but base it off the games. I think that'd be cool, and have Leon, Claire, Barry, Wesker, have the whole crew in there, and just base it off and they might think, oh, no one's going to watch it because they played the games and they know what's going to happen, but I would still watch it. I think it's cool. And it's a cool story, and they could tweak it here a little bit. It doesn't have to follow the game exactly, but I think they should definitely make another one. Are you guys excited for the Switch 2? I've heard a lot of. I personally don't plan on pre-ordering one. I don't play my Switch a lot, to be honest, but mm, just for no particular reason, I don't plan on pre-ordering one. But I'm curious what you guys think about the new Switch 2, because I've heard a lot of people are a little upset with the prices, the games, some of you know, the function of like the mouse thing, which who's going to use that? So. Absolutely, I've seen some good fan made ones. I made a parody of OT on YouTube back in high school. It's going to be easy to go wrong. Oh yeah, yeah, it's going to be easy for sure. That parody, I wonder if that's still on YouTube anywhere that we could go check out. I'm curious. Switch 2 is going to cost me 630 bucks console only, and each game will cost me 95 to 102. That's quite a bit. That is quite a bit. So I would say, yeah, that's pretty expensive. People are complaining a lot about the price. I think the price for us is going to go up as well because of all the tariffs. Not to get into any kind of political debate or anything, but I think people are going to see video games and stuff like that go up in price as well. Ever see the animated Resident Evil movies? No, I haven't seen them. I've heard of them, and I know those are a little bit closer to what the video games are, if I'm not mistaken, because I have seen covers of them and I do see the pictures of I think there's one I saw that had a picture of Claire on the front, maybe Leon too. So I do need to check those out. I think I did watch one of them, maybe on like it was on Netflix or something. It was on something streaming, and I think I watched it. This is like maybe 10 years ago now. European prices are wild. Well, I mean, US prices are getting wild too, so you might not be alone in that. I'm not gonna get a Switch 2. The European prices are crazy. I'm not paying 100 bucks per game. That's a lot just for one game. And I don't know. I've seen things where people are like, oh, well, it's 4K, but only certain games will be in 4K. Or, they're remaking the Zelda games. They have a couple of originals, the Mario Kart game, the new Donkey Kong game. I just never really got into those. So I do like the idea that you'll be able to. chat with people while you're playing multiplayer games. I think that's something that Nintendo really missed out on because PlayStation has that, Xbox has that, and you're not really. It's a lot more fun if you can chat to people. And I think they wanted a family friendly sort of atmosphere. They didn't want people, swearing or trolling each other. And I think they've kind of gotten with the times, and now they're going to make it so you can actually chat to people, which is nice. I'm not gonna get. It is. I made a bunch of private. The jokes did not age well at all. I liked to have teenagers 15 years ago. Resident Evil animation movies are amazing. Really recommend. Okay. And do they follow they follow the video games more? I believe, right? More so than what the live action Resident Evil does, if I'm not mistaken. Some third party games on Switch 2 will come with key cartridges. Those cartridges will be download only games. Probably be default in Street Fighter 6, so basically useless plastic physically. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of moving into getting away with physical games, which sucks because it's hard to have a collection per se anymore. Like the whole idea, I feel like, of a collection is going on your shelf, pulling a game out, putting it in. That's part of the whole fun and process. And then maybe it doesn't work and you have to blow in it or whatever. But that's definitely a really fun aspect of video game collecting, and I think by going all digitally, they're going to take that away. I do buy some games digitally. Usually if I'm buying a game from Xbox One or my Switch, I'll buy it digitally just because I don't have a huge collection of those, and I don't really need the physical copy. It doesn't have any nostalgia for me, so it's a new experience. But the older games for sure should all be, I'm with the cartridges and the discs. You have to pay money to get increased FPS in Switch 1 games. If you put Breath of the Wild into your Switch 2, you have to pay extra for enhanced performance. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you could even put I didn't know that was an option. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, they're going to make money no matter how they can. But I think I did maybe I did see something about that. Honestly, don't remember. I saw them years ago. No, that's fair. That's fair. Well, they can't be any worse than the live action movies. So I'll have to check them out. Yeah, I want to say I did watch one a long time ago, and it was like maybe the first one that had come out, but I never saw any after that. So, guys, if you're watching, just make sure you check out Video Game Restoration. He's a cool dude. He fixes fixes games or consoles. And I'd say 99% of the time he's successful, except for when it's my Superman death in Return of Superman game, which he was unsuccessful in. It's okay. Still respect him. Great guy. So, hit him up if you have any needs for getting any games or things fixed. Really recommend him. Got to run, dude. Have a good one. All right. Yeah, no problem. Good thing yeah, see, I just gave you a shout out right before you left. Appreciate it, man. Have a good day. It's weird since putting a PS4 disc in a PS5 gives increased performance for free. Same with Xbox. This isn't standard. Now Nintendo's charging for a basic feature. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I mean, I guess, like I said, they got to make money somehow. So I think they're just trying to. And what is like there's like a game you can buy, and it shows you like the things that the Switch 2 can do. It's like a tutorial for Switch 2, but you have to pay for it. Is that what I was seeing? That just looks weird, man. No one's gonna buy that. So I I don't know why they did that. That to me seems really weird. So, but yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, we're almost coming up on an hour. I did intend to make this a little bit of a shorter stream. Yes, you're correct. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'll go for because, like I said, I'm on call all week, so I probably won't do another one of these during this week. Only reason being is I'm on call and I don't want to get called in during the middle of it. So, but we will. I'll definitely, try to do a few of these per week when I'm not on call. I think these are fun, just to sit back and kind of talk about whatever. I I do appreciate you guys bringing up topics like movies and games. That was a fun thing to talk about. So yeah, you get those Sunday scaries where you have to go back to work the next day. So you just kind of want to relax and do nothing for most of Sunday and kind of just chill. Fun stream regardless, like chatting with people. We often stumble on discovering new information. Yeah, exactly. Love talking to people in different regions. Yeah, me too. Exactly. And I learn, like you said, I learn a lot. That's why, the more people that get in here, the better, because we learn something from whoever. California all the way to New York, and then Canada, and then Europe and UK. Um, I want to say I have, I'm talking to someone in Australia to potentially get them on the show. So it's really cool to have people from all over the world. I think video games, even though people might speak different languages in different countries, video games are the same anywhere you go. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, and I don't know if I'll have, like I said, schedule to do these. These are more of a, well, I'll just hop on for an hour or so and just chat and see what happens. It's hard again with my line of work to really have a set schedule for some of these things. I find that, usually around 5 or 6 during the weekday it works better, or like early afternoon, noonish time on the weekends it seems to work a little better. So. I know we're probably about 6 hours different from each other, for reals. I would say six, maybe seven, if I had to guess. So, so it's probably like, it's almost bedtime for you, I assume. Going to Japan in almost exactly 1 month. So excited. So I would like to go to Australia, and I plan to do that in July, maybe, not sure yet. But I want to talk my wife into stopping in Japan, which she doesn't want to take a long flight to Australia because it's so long. But I don't know how much shorter it would be to go to Japan, and I want to go there because I assume I'd find some really great games and some great deals. So I've been practicing Japanese. Not I don't know any Japanese, so I would hope that I would find some places that speak English and can help me out because I don't do any Japanese. 6 hours ahead of East Coast. Okay, well I'm Central, so you're 7 ahead of me. So it's almost bedtime for you, unless you're one of those people who stays up till 2 or 3 a.m. every night. I used to do that, but can't do that anymore. I used to do that a lot playing Xbox Live, even on school nights. Like when I was in high school, I'd stay up till 1 or 2 a.m. Those were different times. We're getting older. If you guys have any suggestions on someone to be on the podcast, let me know. Like I said, I'm still looking to grow the podcast and hopefully looking to get to 52 episodes. That's my goal. Looking to up the followers too, so we can get more people involved, get more people on the channel. I love doing it. I love talking to people and I love learning new stuff, and I love seeing other people's collections and seeing games I've never heard of, or maybe games that I remember as a child and have a lot of memories on. It's a fun experience. So if you have any recommendations on someone you think might be good on the show, has a great collection, let me know. But excited to see where the show will go. Yeah, me too. Me too. So hopefully we can get more people involved. I'd like to do some new stuff other than just interviewing people about their collections, but I'm still working on that. I was trying to figure out a way to stream from my streaming software live, but have it also streamed on the YouTube, but I couldn't get it figured out. So I need to work on that and figure that out. Like listening to people ramble about their interest in sharing gaming knowledge. Oh yeah, 100%. Me too. I love that too. It's nice. It's nice to like hear different perspectives too, and I think when you get into collecting games, it's hard to figure out where to start, what to do, or you see everyone with like 3,000 games and you're like, "Oh, I got to get to 3,000 games," but some of those people it's taken years to get that far. So, it's not something that happens overnight. So hopefully the podcast is useful to people who are getting into collecting or are collectors and just learning about collecting and seeing cool stuff. And that's what it's all about. I've got some pretty cool guests coming up, hopefully, as long as everything goes through correctly. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a lot of work. Um, it is sometimes, yeah, difficult to schedule to get some of this stuff done. But like I said, I love doing it, so it's a lot of fun. So. Guys, make sure you do follow, if you're watching this or you're listening or whatever, if you're watching this at a later date, make sure you subscribe to the channel, help support the mission of all this, you know, collecting and retro video game knowledge that we're trying to spread and make people aware and just build a community. And that's the whole goal. So make sure you subscribe. I also have an Instagram where you can follow me. Um, I show off, some of my collection as well as some clips from the podcast. It's Dr. Gamer Retro on there. And then same on TikTok. I do post occasional videos. I post a lot of memes on there. That's been like a just a place for me to post funny memes that I make. On TikTok, it's also Dr. Gamer Retro. So if you're following me on one of those, two of those, three of those, whatever, I appreciate you, and definitely thank you for following because I never thought that anyone would follow me. So that's great. Again, um, thanks for showing up to the live. If you're on the live, for reals, y'all. Appreciate you being here. You're all. I think the time difference helps because you're probably chilling, going to bed soon, and it's easy for you to, I think, hop on, and I appreciate that. So thanks for tuning in. Anybody else that tuned in today, again, I appreciate you. And yeah, if anyone is interested in being on the show, just shoot me a message. Let me know, and we'll work something out. I usually like to see your collection, kind of see what kind of things you've got before I agree to put you on, just to make sure we've got some stuff to talk about. But again, guys, it's a chill time for me. Yeah, that's what I figured. So yeah, guys, just I don't know what I was gonna say, but I think I'm gonna cut this one off. Like I said, gonna relax a little bit before work starts tomorrow. Have a nice chill evening. So just over an hour. We'll do another one sometime, probably another week or so. And I look forward to it. So again, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see y'all next time when we have another live show. Thanks everyone.